Hi everybody, Steve Griffiths here, developer of the MTPredictor software program. In today's video, I'd like to look at how the US E-minis unfolded yesterday, which was Tuesday, March the 19th. And I'll be using the MTP RT add-ons for NinjaTrader 7, which is what you can see here. The ES had a good day yesterday. As you can see, the STF, which is our color-coded trend indicator, was red all day. So for standard traders, you'd have been taking the sell setups and avoiding the buy setups. So here there would have been a sell setup just after the open. If I place the analysis on, you can see that would take you into a short trade there. The market came down, hit the first target here. Standard trade management guidelines tell us that when that happens, we come down to the STF and we can see that it's what we call weak, in other words less than our strength band, so that would mean a profit of plus 2.3R. Market then declined down. We had another sell setup here, TS2 sell setup. So if we place the analysis on here, you can see the market came down. Oops, missed the bar. The market came down, hit our first target. Again, the STF is weak. She'll be coming out at the target, which was pretty much the low of the day, so it's a very nice position to be banking profits for plus 3.5R. The TS4 sell here was quite close to the end of the day, so it would be debatable whether you'd have taken this, or if you had, you might have just come out with about half an hour loss, but not much. So overall, plus 3.5R profit off this TS2, plus 2.3R profit, and let's say probably about half an hour loss there, and that's probably plus 5R profit for the day, which is a very, very good result. So plus 5R is excellent. Remember, we talk about R's as risk units. In other words, we calculate the number of contracts, lots, or shares, which is what we call position sizing, to keep our initial risk small and under control. Other markets had equally good days. If I look at, say, the NQ, what was interesting on the NQ is the high of the day here was right at the DP from the prior wave or the prior pivot. So I put the DP on there. There's the prior pivot high. That caught the high of the day absolutely perfectly. And obviously we got a nice TS2 sell set up on the way down there as well for 3.6R. So a very, very nice result there. But the market I want to look at in detail is the YM. This is the one that I like mostly. So remember, we've got some good trades on the ES already. If I look at the YM, you can see here we had the market declining down. So remember, we'd have already had a short trade on the ES on this initial decline. We'd have already had a short trade on the ES on this last leg down here. But what I'm interested in is I want to have a look at this DP buy. Now for standard traders, this is against a red STF, so standard traders would have been avoiding this. But are there any reasons that the more advanced traders among you would consider a DP buy like this? Well, there was a couple of reasons. First and foremost, for the advanced traders among you, we moved to the higher time frame, which on 3 and 5 minute charts means going up to the 15-minute chart. So here I've drawn the 15-minute chart, and on these larger degree charts we have our DPs. Now if I right mouse click, put the decision point on from the last major pivot low, which was here, these levels are projected in advance. Now that's important, because if I place one from here, you can see it's out there in advance before the market even gets there. So I'll just take that one off to avoid people getting confused. But the point I'm trying to make is these are a leading indicator. They're there on the chart in advance, ready and waiting for you. So for those of you who are trading the YM, you'll have known that this 15-minute decision point, or in other words large degree support zone, was on your chart and providing potential support in this area. If I now draw a little rectangle around this using the NinjaTrader drawing tools, I can now come back to the 3-minute chart and we can see where that support zone came in. And as you can see, came right in at the low there and nailed the low of the day for you. So knowing that this was at larger degree 15-minute support, you could have then decided that actually this DP buy setup here was actually unfolding at major support, therefore you could have decided to take it. The result was a lovely 2.9R profit. If I clear the MTPredictor analysis off as well, we can also look at some of the other tools in the MTPredictor software and notice what the pattern is declining down here. If we right mouse click over this low, do Elliott wave intermediate, can you see how this decline into this low was actually a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, an Elliott wave 5-wave sequence, which is a trend termination pattern, with the low right at the minimum wave 5 WPT. So combining all these things together, larger degree 15-minute support, wave 5 unfolding at the minimum wave 5 WPT, the more experienced traders among you could have definitely decided to actually take this particular trade setup here, and as such had a long trade off the low of the day. The market rallied up into the decision point target, where a plus 2.9R profit was available. So another trade later in the day that the more experienced MT Predictors users among you could have considered. Also, we actually look at this TS1 buy setup here. Again, this is against a red STF, so standard traders would not have been considering this. But for the advanced traders, we've already decided that this was a major low at our 15-minute support. So this would be an initial rally up. This would be an initial correction down into a potential wave 2. So therefore, the more experienced traders among you will have noticed that this, or should have realized that this was a potential holy grail trade setup, where we could have been long here, and our target would not have been the first target there, but we're actually aiming for the typical wave 3 WPT there. And obviously the market didn't get there because it was so late in the day. So if you had taken this trade, you'd have been stopped out, probably on the close, for another plus 2.8R profit. So can you see how being more experienced with MT Predictor would allow you to, in this particular case here, catch the very low of the day on the YM, and also catch 2 additional trades later in the day on the back of that. So do you remember we had plus 5R profit on the ES? So you could have easily added another 2.8R profit plus another 2.9R profit. So you could have had almost 10R profit on the day yesterday by following all the 4 USD minis, or at least the ES, NQ and the YM. But the reason I'm doing this video is to show you that not only when you actually come and have a look at the standard MT Predictor trades, if I go back to the 3-minute ES, so the standard MT Predictor trades yesterday did actually catch some very nice trades on the way down here with our red STF, and on the way down here with our red STF. So a couple of good trade setups there. But then when you get an advanced eye on, you can also then decide to take some of the other trade setups, in particular off this low here. And for a second, if I just clear this off, because I was looking at the YM earlier, if I go to the 15-minute chart on the ES and I place the DP on there, you can see how that also was in the area of catching the low as well. So if I just do a rectangle around here and then go back to the 3-minute chart, you can see it wasn't quite as clear as on the YM. That's why I was suggesting trade the YM off this low and not the ES. So if we go back to the YM, remember there's our 15-minute support. So the more advanced traders among you would have been considering a buy setup off the low, which actually caught the very low of the day there. So overall, there were some very good trade setups for both the standard and more advanced MT Predictor users, particularly when you combine the larger degree trend with the larger degree 15-minute DPs. We use our Elliott wave tool to have a look at the Elliott wave patterns, and our automatic trade setups combined in there as well. So some good trades there, and shows the power of the MT Predictor software program, particularly for nailing the low of the day on the YM yesterday. Very nice trade setup that was.